state got the keys to a system brand new. Tokenized land, that's a global flex. Fraction by fraction, watch twist next. Dark piano loop with the C-tel text. On your piece now, no need to stress. Cross-border funds, that's a global flex. Fraction by fraction, take away that guess. Real estate change, let me say this blessed. When the chain get involved, opportunities end.
We ride from the ground to the light. We thrive, turn the wrongs into right. Step by step, yeah, we claim our sight. This is the future shining bright. On the way,
by the rhythm of a brand new day. Token by token, pave your way. ILCA, show you how to play.
on the way.
Instead, elevate what you can claim. Block by block, we shift the game. This is the future, make your name.
We ain't locked out, no doors remain. Blockchain clear, every move on chain. Fresh and no freedom, no legal strain. Own a piece without the weight of pain. Rising like the island tide. Global capital on a rocket ride. From black rock waves to the crypto side. The estate, keep it steady as a trusted guide.
No more waiting for the right permission. No more standing in the shadows of old tradition. We build a digital global bold. Ownership tokenized, wealth retold. This is more than
money. This is destiny control. On the way,
by the rhythm of a brand new day. Token by token, pave your way. LCA, show you how to play.
on the way.
Stay elevate what you can claim. Brick by block, we shift the game. This is the future, make your name.
On the way, 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 on the dream. Chain by chain, we build a stream. ILCA, yeah. On the way, on the dream. Chain by chain, we build a stream. On the way, on the dream. Chain by chain, we build a stream. Brick by block, now we moving in the shadows. Token on token, value climb like ladders. LCA, teach the world what matters. Stay flipping real estate in the data. Chain don't lie, every move transparent. Fractions rise, everybody in there. From the ground to the cloud, now the wealth apparent. This the new world, welcome to the shift, don't fear it.
Big funds drop, black rock hit the chain. $500 million locked in 6 weeks, insane. RWA running numbers like a money machine. 10 trillion forecast, yeah, we build unseen. Tokenized bricks break the real world open. Paper replaced with blockchain tokens. Your name on the legend, truth unbroken. Everything traced, every step outspoken. Cross-border money move fast, no limit. E-wallet clean, top up in a minute. TradFi slow, but the chain gon' pivot. We stay here, new world we live in. Fractional stakes, yeah, the price get fair. Everybody eat when the wealth gets shared. Whole world dying, they wasn't prepared. ILCA lead, cause the future ain't scared.
Brick by block, now we moving in the shadows. Token on token, value climb like ladders. ILCA, teach the world what matters. Stay flipping real estate in the data. Chain don't lie, every move transparent. Fractions rise, everybody in there. From the ground to the cloud, now the wealth apparent. It's the new world, welcome to the shift, don't fear it. Real world assets turning digital gold. 16T way by 2034 told. They try to block us out, but the block come forward. Now the people hold power, they can truly control. We stay moving smart with the right foundation. Brandon's chain, get a speed and validation. I like property, bring decades of creation. Hard art set the standards for the whole new nation. Liquidity quick buy, shout. No middleman, it's just taking your clout. Blockchain permanent, no edit, no route. Every truth on the chain, no room for doubt. Token by token, we rewrite the wealth. Teach them independent security stealth. ILCA got the world to itself. We don't chase money, we build generational health. Brick by block, now we moving in the shadows. Token on token, value climb like ladders. ILCA teach the world what matters. We stay flipping real estate in a debtor. Chain don't lie, every move transparent. Fractions rise, everybody inherit. From the ground to the cloud, now the wealth apparent. It's a new world, welcome to the shift, don't fear it.
Brick by block,
Chain by chain,
brick by block.
LCA stay.
We're a minute.
Got power in the ledger, truth in the chain. Moving through the shadows, but we step with flame. Talking to the property, we break that frame. LCA teach the world this game.
Fraction by fraction, we on our lane. Each day lifting up the world again. Cold but control, yeah, the future insane. We taking back well, block by chain.
I got power in the ledger, truth in the chain. Moving through the shadows, but we step with flame. Talking to the property, we break that frame. LCA teach the world this game. Yeah, 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 yeah. Teach the world this game. Yeah, 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 yeah. Teach the world this game.
Yeah, came from the dark, but I learned how to see.
LCA put the code right inside of me.
Real estate tokenized, breaking the 3.
Fractional gains make a king out of me.
Old world gatekeepers fall when we rise.
Blockchain truth, no mask, no disguise.
Cross-border transfer, then instant wise. These stay flip houses in the digital ties. Black rock waves, so the market awake.
16 trillion, the earth gon' shake.
But I see teach what they never wanna state.
Power in the wallet, not the hands of the state.
Immutable legend, no fraud, no fake.
Every single move on the chain we make.
Revolution coded in the steps we take. Ownership ain't borrowed, it's ours to create.
Truth in the chain, moving through the shadow, but we step with flame. Talking to the property, we break that frame. LCA teach the world this game.
Fraction by fraction, we on our lane. Each state lifting up the world again. Cold but control, yeah, the future insane. We taking back well, block by chain.
I got power in the ledger, truth in the chain. Moving through the shadows, but we step with flame. Talking to the property, we break that frame. LCA teach the world this game. Yeah, 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 yeah. Teach the world this game. Yeah, 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 yeah. Teach the world this game. Walk through the market with a mind on fire. Digital keys turn dreams to empire. They said we weren't meant for these heights we acquire. Now I buy my freedom like it's something for hire. Talking to a property, I get mine. Fractional queen with a sovereign design. Portfolio grow like the stars align. Blockchain clean, no room for decline.
E-wallet shimmer with the gains I track.
One tap move and a fund shoot back.
Cross-border flow, never stuck in the stack.
Trap fast slow, but the chain stay exact.
East state built with a global view.
Gateways open for the many, not few.
I see it showing what the future gon' do. Revolution's quiet, but the power stay true.
I got power in the ledger, truth in the chain. Moving through the shadows, but we step with flame. Talking to the property, we break that frame. LCA teach the world this game.
Fraction by fraction, we on our lane. Each day lifting up the world again. Corporate control, yeah, the future insane. We taking back wealth, block by chain.
I got power in the ledger, truth in the chain. Moving through the shadows, but we step with flame. Talking to the property, we break that frame. LCA teach the world this game. Yeah, 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 yeah. Teach the world this game. Yeah, 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 yeah. Chain by chain, step by step, we take it back and we don't forget.
Building wealth in a brand new way. From the concrete floor to the blockchain wave, brick by block, yeah, we rise today. ILCA and E estate paid the way. Brick by block, tokenized dreams unlocked, fraction by fraction, now every door gets knocked. Real estate redefined, the future in our hands. ILCA taught the world how to shift the plan. Brick by block, yeah, the chain don't lie. Transparent truth in a gold blue sky. Each state in the mix, making real wealth flow. Welcome to the future, everybody can grow. They said real estate only for the big money crowd, but blockchain flipped the script, now the people feel proud. Tokenized pieces of $1 million place. On your part two, just step into space. No paperwork piles, no middleman games, just a wallet and a token with your name. Secure on the chain where the ledger stay true. Immutable receipts show everything you do. From trap walls to decentralized halls, breaking limits, breaking ceilings, answering calls. Black rock to the block, the world waking fast. And ILCA here to make the knowledge last. Tokenized dreams unlocked, fraction by fraction, now every door gets knocked. WA rising high, 15 trillion in sight. ILCA shining like a beacon of light. Brick by block, yeah, the chain don't lie. Transparency glow in the gold blue sky. Each state in the mix, making real wealth flow. Welcome to the future, everybody can grow. Real estate used to move with a slow heartbeat, but tokens make the value feel alive and complete. Cross-border transfers hit your wallet overnight. Clean e-wallet interface, keep your money right. E-estate partners bring decades of truth, and ILCA educate every woman and youth. Acquire your fraction, let the wealth take a root. You ain't gotta be rich, just gotta reboot fair. Fractional freedom, liquidity like water. Transparency rising border to border. Future is clearer than they ever believed. ILCA shows the key. Each state shows the deeds. Brick by block, tokenized dreams unlocked, fraction by fraction, now every door gets knocked. Real estate for the people, watch the new world grow. ILCA and East State letting freedom flow. Brick by block, yeah, the chain don't lie. WA rising while the old ways die. Tokenize the future, watch the whole world glow. This is ownership that everybody can know. Brick by block, chain by chain by chain. Ooh. Brick by block, chain by chain. ILCA remains. Brick by block.
We building different now. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Used to think the door was locked tight, real estate sitting way out of sight, but now the chains show a different light. ILCA taught me how to rewrite, token by token, step by step. A little bit of courage, a whole lot of depth. E-estate show a path brand new, fractional freedom in a broader view.
Brick by brick,
yeah, we rise like dawn. Through the chain we move, the old world gone. Token by token, yeah, we growing slow and wide.
ownership open like a sunrise.
Future get brighter when the truth's on chain.
Transparency flowing through every vein.
Fraction by fraction,
Now the world can see.
real estate built for community.
ILCA show the way so clean. E-estate turn the dream to a routine. E-estate turn the dream to a routine. Cross-border transfer, smooth like wine. Hit your e-wallet in record time. No gatekeepers telling you, stay in line.
Just shoot the chain and the future dictates.
Real air rising like a summer tide.
Black Rock Franklin,
Yeah, they own the ride.
but LC is still the trusted guide, teaching folks how to claim their stride. Claim it, own it.
Real estate day used to feel far away. Paper trails like gates, so many hands in the middle before you ever saw your dream. But now you can own a piece. With just a tap, with just belief, with just a knowledge that nobody can take from you. Token by token, yeah, the future unfolds.
Real estate shifted, story retold.
Future get brighter when the truth's on change.
Transparency flowing through every vein.
Fraction by fraction,
Watch the wealth take shape. No more barriers, no more red tape. ILCA, show the way so clean. The estate turn a dream to a routine. The estate turn a dream to a routine.
token by token,
Chain by chain,
we build the future,
and still we remain.
token by token,
Chain by chain, we build the future,
and still we remain. Yeah, we building steady, block by block.
Started from confusion, trying to find my lane, till the knowledge dropped heavy, written on the chain. ILCA opened up the truth so plain, showing how to rise without taking the strain.
Estate bringing keys to a world once closed. Fractional doors open up like a rose. Token by token, watch the value grow. Now ownership, something everybody can know. Grow slow, shine bright. Every step take flight. We built it from the chain, from the rhythm to the flame. ILCA teach you how to claim your name. Real estate made clean, turning vision into steam. Estate show you how to move and dream.
Yeah, we leveling again, brick by block we ascend. This the future that we rise to defend. See, this ain't luck, it's education. It's the moment you realize ownership ain't a distance, it's a decision.
Chain by chain, step by step.
No more hidden doors, no more guessing games. Everything recorded with transparent frames. Wallet light glow when the earnings rain. Cross-border flow, yeah, smooth and untamed.
Partners on point, got the structure tight. Finance chain running fast and bright. Eli property, choose the value right. Area standards keep the future in sight. We built it from the chain, from the rhythm to the flame. ILCA teach you how to claim your name. Real estate made clean, turning vision into steam. Estate show you how to move and dream. Yeah, we leveling again, brick by block we ascend. This the future that we rise to defend. Block by block, chain by chain, we build the future and still remain. Elevation mode.
Hey, I move quiet but my impact loud. Owning my future, yeah, I feel that proud. Token in my wallet with a chain allowed. No middleman, I don't
need no crowd. ILCA gave me game so clean. Show me how to move through a whole new scene. Fractional real estate, digital dream. And every little token turn wealth to a stream. Hey, sitting on a different wave. Real estate flip, yeah, the system safe. Cross-border money in a minute made. And everything recorded, never get played. Hey. Flowing on a chain tonight. Easing through the future in a neon light. Brick by block, yeah, we taking flight. ILCA got me living right. Flowing on a chain tonight. Token in my hand and the grip so tight. Estate got the vision in sight. Owning my peace, that's my birthright. Yeah, yeah.
I don't chase, I track what's mine. I build slow, yeah, divine design. Real estate moves on a blockchain line. Every transaction keep the truth in time. TVL climbing RWA glow. 16 trillion in the future flow. Black rock water in a fast-paced show. But I'll see teaching people what they need to know. E-wallet chill with a tap so smooth. Instant payments, effortless groove. This the type of future that make you move. Ownership free when the block's approved.
No pressure, no fear. Just clarity, just the change, just the truth. And a new kind of freedom you can feel in your chest when you know it's yours. Own your peace by any peace. I'm flowing on a chain tonight, easing through the future in a neon light. Brick by block, yeah, we taking flight. ILCA got me living right. Floating on a chain tonight, token in my hand and the grip so tight. Estate got the vision in sight. Owning my peace, that's my pride.
Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our ILCA 5-day challenge. My name is your Queen Connectress, Miss Marnita Casa, and I am your humble hostess for today. Now, there is something that I always like to say, and that is we totally understand there are so many different things you could be doing with your time. My goodness, the nighttime is the right time for family and for preparation of the next day. So the fact that you guys decided to come on out makes us so very happy. So again, thank each and every one of you for being here. And what a powerful place this is. I don't know if you were here last night, but if you weren't, the first thing you want to do is get right over to that YouTube channel of ours and take a look at what our educator had to say last night. Now, me personally, I am very, very big on personal development, family. Let me tell you, if nothing else changed my life, it was getting my mind right and learning how to personally develop. Through that, I was able to not only get the education that I was given through ILCA, but I was able to absorb it and then put it into action. And it all started with getting my mind in the right place. But don't worry, even if you weren't here last night, it doesn't end. We are coming back for another night of very, very powerful information, motivation, and everything you need to get your journey into financial freedom started. That is exactly what we're here for. Now, if you think what you heard on the YouTube channel was good last night, you should hear what we talk about after the YouTube channel is turned off. What you need to do is you definitely need to get yourself into our memberships. Why? Because the education that you heard last night was just the tip of the iceberg. There is so much more in every day. We are all learning something new. If you want more information on our memberships or how you can get yourself over here on the cool kid side on the Zoom, all you have to do is go to memberships.myilca.com. For those of you that are on YouTube, I'll go ahead and post that in the comments for you later. Again, that is memberships. www.myilca.com. And you can be on this side with the cool kids like all my VIPs are. Hello, everyone. Thank you guys so very much for being here. It is always good to see you guys and to feel all that positive energy coming off of you. Now, you should know the routine as you come on in. Please type your name and where you are from in that chat box. That way I get a chance to tell everybody who is here on the Zoom side with us. And if you have the opportunity, please turn on your cameras. One of the best parts about us being on a Zoom call, we get a chance to see all your faces and see those wonderful smiles. So I'm going to go ahead and start saying hello to everybody because we got a lot of information and education to go through this evening. First up is my girl. Her name is Miss Samantha. Hello, Queen. How are you? Miss Samantha, mwah. I believe your birthday was yesterday or today. Today, happy birthday to you. We love you, Samantha. Happy birthday, baby. Thank you so very much for being here with us on your birthday evening. I see we have Mr. Michael Aluko with us this evening. Hello, sir. How are you? I can't tell if you're driving. Michael, if you're driving, please drive safe. Thank you so much for always showing up and showing out. We truly appreciate that. I see, yes, happy birthday, Queen. I see we also have Mr. Clairvaux Albert is in the house. Hello, sir. He is representing Connecticut. It is always good to see you, my friend. I see we also have Carla Arrigo. Hello, baby. How are you? Miss Carla Arrigo is one of ILCA's partners. She's doing big things, and you can find her on Alignable. Thank you so very much for everything you do for our community, Queen. I see we also have Mr. Kenny Taylor's in the house. He's representing the Los Angeles Lakers, as you can see. Woo, woo. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. You guys keep an eye on Mr. Kenny Taylor. Not only will he soon be a certified student of ours, but he will also have a brand new, let's say, session coming out. So you guys keep your eye on Mr. Kenny Taylor. Mr. Taylor, we are so very proud of you and thank you for everything that you're doing for our community. Yes, sir. We have another certified student in the house. Her name is Miss Catherine Clement. I saw you, Queen. She was trying to turn on her camera, but there was something wonky going on. Miss Catherine, thank you for everything that you are doing for our community. Miss Catherine Clement is also going to be certified more sooner than later, and keep an eye out for her because she also has some wonderful things coming for you guys from ILCA. I see we have the Queen is here. Miss Cheryl Ivey. Hello, Queen. How are you? It's so good to have you back. Thank you so much for being here. It is always good to see you. Always an honor. Thank you so much. Yes, ma'am. I see we have Miss Deborah Covington is here with us today. Hello, Miss Covington. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. Of course, my friend Elton's here. Hi, baby. How are you? Mwah, mwah. Can you turn on your camera for me? I'll catch you later. I'll keep an eye out for you. I also see Miss Judy is here coming in from Canada. David Page is here. Hello, David. How are you? Miss Rita is in the house representing San Diego, California. And of course, Mr. CJ Jackson is here. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, sir. Representing Arizona, CJ. Oh, and CJ is actually going to be speaking on Thursday. So you guys make sure you be here. And Mr. Kenny Taylor is going to set the house on fire on Wednesday. So make sure you guys are here Wednesday and Thursday to hear them speak. I see you, Elton. Hi, baby. Please drive safe. I see you. Drive safe. I see Miss Doreen Buckner's in the house. She's coming in from Anguilla. I see Pedro's here. Miss Patty Geis is here from San Diego. I see Rhoda's in the house. She's making money. Miss Janelle is representing Colorado. Everybody is here this evening. You guys get ready. We're going to have a wonderful show for you. So we're at the top of the hour. Let's go ahead and get this party started. Again, thank each and every one of you for joining us on our ILCA 5-day challenge. My name is your Queen Connectress, Miss Marnita Casa, and I am your humble hostess for today. Now, it is my honor to introduce you all to a man that for over 25 years dominated the direct sales industry. His cryptocurrency education is used by companies and universities worldwide. Now, for over 8 years, he dedicated his life to learning about blockchain technology and cryptocurrency, but he didn't just stop there. He decided to go out and share his information with the masses, and this was done by putting on fun and exciting providing Bitcoin boot camps nationwide at no cost. He has built thriving communities and wonderful platforms like you see before you now. So without further ado, it is my honor to introduce you all to Mr. Brandon Ivey.
All right, all right, all right. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Thank you for that introduction, Miss Casa. Just like I said yesterday, I got to give it back to you. Thank you for all the hard work that you're putting in as being our hostess and our face for all of our community and helping everybody out, and all the hard work that you do behind the scenes that everybody does not see, as we, especially right now as we're getting prepared for 2026 and our launch of our Ivy League Coaching Academy. So thank you for taking time out of your schedule away from your family and to be here with us tonight. And welcome everybody else. Is glad that you guys came back for day two after we did something special on night one. We have never done that before in 4 years. So last night was something special. I actually went back to watch it again, to watch it as a spectator, to hear myself, and I actually liked the flow of that. So we will continue to do that on the next one, but the next one's not going to be until January, the third week of January. So there's no 5 day challenge next month. This is the last 5 day challenge of the year. I see my mom is here. Welcome, mom. Mom, you got the camera pointed at the ceiling. Is there a way you can bring it down a little bit so we can see your face? There you go. See, I always like to jump on my mom about that. With technology. Welcome, mom. Mom, you missed a great night last night. So we're going to cover something tonight that you've seen before, but it might hit you differently. And the rest of this week, tonight we're going to be talking about what is the blockchain. Tomorrow night we're going to go over what is cryptocurrency, and we have Mr. Kenny Taylor will be sharing a testimonial tomorrow night. Thursday night we're going to go over wallets, how to buy Bitcoin and crypto. And we have a testimonial from Mr. C.J. Michael Jackson. That's his cousin, C.J. Jackson from the Jackson family. And then we have on Friday, we're going to go over security and crypto. And that is so, so important. I just saw information today that just kind of broke my heart. In the MoveQuest community, somebody's account got hacked. And as a result, if you guys saw the price, why it dropped today is because the hacker liquidated more than what, $20,000 worth of MQT from somebody in the community. But it didn't stop there. They actually stole more than $100,000 worth of crypto from that individual, and they're devastated. I can't stress enough the importance of education. Education. Now, they're trying to figure out how this person got hacked. He says that it was his computer. Somehow they got hacked, and it was somebody, he thinks it's somebody that they may know. But we teach in ILCA. In fact, we just talked about that this morning in Crypto Talk. How to protect yourself by one, you don't put all your eggs in one basket. If this person lost it all from one wallet, they had all of their tokens, all of their crypto in one space. I just talked about that this morning. It's literally in the Crypto Talk. There are ways to protect yourself from the unknown. And what I mean by the unknown is this is now becoming a full-time business for hackers out there to only figure out ways to steal your money. It is big business for them. And knowing that there are ways you can protect yourself just in case they figure out some new way to gain access to your system. So unfortunately, that happened. I'm sorry for that individual. But that's why ILCA is here, to make sure that you are learning steps that have profit in this space, but also to be responsible to protect yourself in this space as well. It's one thing to make the money, it's another to be able to keep it. But tonight we're going to talk about what is the blockchain. And I welcome those of you on YouTube. Welcome back. If you were here last night, you got to hear something brand new where we talked about the river of money. And last night's goal was designed to get your mind right and ready for why you should be looking at this space in the first place. to let you know that despite what is going on in the world, despite what's going on in the economy, in your own personal finances, on your job, in the news, that it looks like there's no hope, that the system is designed for you to fail no matter how hard you work, no matter how many degrees you get. 70% of jobs in America do not pay a livable wage. So if you know this fact and you can accept that, then you can start to think and make decisions on how can I put myself in the river of money? How can I be positioned where wealth is being generated? There is no lack of resources in the world today. There is enough money for every single person on the planet to be a billionaire. The question is, do you know where that river is flowing? And tonight's lesson, this is where that river is flowing. And I've got the evidence to back it up every time you turn on the news. Every single bank, business, government is all putting all their heads in the future in blockchain technology, distributed ledger technology. It will disrupt every single industry on the planet today, whether you like it or not, believe it or not, trust it or not. Your opinion of this is irrelevant. I don't need to prove this to anybody. I love it when people want to try to debate me. Oh, what's this blockchain, Brandon? Oh, wrong screen. What's this blockchain, Brandon? That's not really going to do anything. All right, you just sit back and wait because your business, your job is going to be impacted. The President of the United States already signed an executive order that all federal government contracts and wages and salaries must be done in digital currency. We just haven't figured, we just don't know which are they going to use. We know it's going to be a stable coin. They just haven't let it be known which one. So let's get into this. What is the blockchain? Well, what is the blockchain? Here's a scientific term of this. A blockchain is a tamper-proof, encrypted database secured by cryptography, which is the study of encryption, that acts as an accounting ledger, keeping track of digital assets. Instead of being maintained by a single server like traditional databases, blockchains are decentralized and maintained by a distributed network of computers around the world. This database tracks every Bitcoin in the network and each transaction since the very first Bitcoin. You could think of Bitcoin as an accounting system. Through the blockchain, it is a way of recording transactions and value digitally in an open and distributed self-clearing ledger. Beginners to cryptocurrency sometimes hear the word blockchain and think that the term blockchain is synonymous with Bitcoin. However, this would be like saying that smartphone technology and Apple have the same meaning. The relationship between Bitcoin and blockchain is like the relationship between Facebook and the internet. Bitcoin is based on blockchain technology and could not exist without blockchain technology. Blockchain technology preceded Bitcoin, and blockchain technology could exist without Bitcoin. Just like Facebook is on the internet, Bitcoin is on the blockchain. Facebook cannot work without the internet. Bitcoin couldn't work without its blockchain. A way I explain this to my father is that as him growing up, his father used to build them toys. He couldn't afford to buy all these toys at Christmas. But one of the things that they loved to do for the Christmas tree each year was have a train set around it. And my dad continued that tradition all the way with my kids, having a train set around the Christmas tree. So I said, Dad, the rails that the train rides on, that's the blockchain. The train that rides on top of it, that's Bitcoin. And you can swap that out and put another train on top of it. And each blockchain or each coin has its own railroad set, its own railroad track. So what Bitcoin cannot exist because the concept of digital money is not new. They had been trying to do this for the last 50 years. There was just no technology that allowed it to be feasible until now. And that's what the blockchain is. Now let's get another visual image in your minds. So picture this. There is a digital block that's created on the internet. Inside that block is data. For cryptocurrencies, text data of a list of transactions is inside of each block. For NFTs, text data detailing ownership of digital assets is inside of each block. Every time a new block is created, it is linked or chained back to the previous block So you have a series of blocks full of data all chained together to each other. Another way to visualize it is like this. Picture each block as a page in a book. The data inside each block are the words in the page, and the chain is the book's spine that holds all of the pages together. There are various different cryptocurrencies, each with its own blockchain. For the blockchains of cryptocurrencies, the data inside each block is a detailed record of transactions involving that specific cryptocurrency. Basically, each block is one page in a digital ledger. Here's another way to look at this. On my computer, I do not trust saving anything to my hard drive, and I definitely don't trust the cloud. I know that popped up in our crypto talk today as well. Where's my other one? Here we go. I always use an external hard drive. So, but these external hard drives have a limit to how much information it can hold. Once it's filled up, I remove it and I plug another one in. And then I start from there. Once this fills up, I remove it and I'm going to plug another one in. So the blockchain is the same way. Once the block is filled up with data for Bitcoin, and what is that data? Is a detailed record of every Bitcoin transaction. Once that fills up, it then closes and a new block opens to start filling up new information. Once that fills up, it closes and a new block is added to fill up that information. Now, these blocks are accessible to be read through everybody in the world. It is open to the public. Think of it like when you see a ledger, it's like a receipt. It's a record of your transaction. When you go to the store and you buy something, once you make the purchase, they hand you a receipt. They have a copy of the receipt and you have a copy of the receipt. So if there's ever a dispute or you need to go to the store to return something, the first thing they ask you is, can you give us your receipt? Now, if you're still fighting, you got to go to the courts now and get lawyers to settle that dispute. So an entire industry, third-party industry has grown to be the middleman between you and the transaction. Now, somebody asked me last night because I said that blockchain technology is the Internet 2.0. It's bigger than the Internet, and they didn't understand why. See, the Internet is called the information superhighway. That means that for the first time in the world, in humanity, we were able to share information instantaneous anywhere around the world. Distance is irrelevant, but all you're doing is sharing. So if you share something with somebody else, you both have the same copy. You cannot transfer ownership through the internet because you both have the same copy. So that's why file sharing was considered illegal and copywriting of music and movies and all that. What the blockchain allows you to do is now transfer ownership from one person to another. So you don't have that copy anymore. The blockchain is showing that the ownership now belongs to somebody else. That is huge. Because of this, when we talked about the river of money last night, somebody type in the chat box, how much money is in the world is this opening up to that's now on the move? Which is why we say this is the greatest economic shift in wealth in the history of mankind for the most amount of people. Catherine was first. $867 trillion. Here's another pop quiz. How much money of that is represented in the tokenized real estate section? Ah, you guys are getting it. Who was first there? Ah, my cousin Marnita, 16 trillion was the first for real estate. So that type of money being moved is why I said blockchain technology is one of the greatest inventions mankind has ever done. And most people won't figure that out probably until maybe 15, 20 years from now, when you realize that the world will not be able to turn without blockchain technology. So how are new blocks added? I kind of just said that. In order to add a new block to a chain, a complex math equation must be solved. For Bitcoin's blockchain, basically somebody needs to guess a number between 1 and 4 billion in order to add a block to the blockchain. This requires a vast amount of computing power, as well as some time, roughly 10 minutes per block on Bitcoin's blockchain. The individual or group who guesses the correct number creates the new block and is awarded 3.125 Bitcoins. This process is called mining, but really it should be called something like creating a new block by guessing the correct number. So when people say, this Bitcoin is made up out of thin air, there's nothing backing it. It's not real. No, it is actually proof of work. Something has to happen for Bitcoin to be created. Bitcoin is a reward for building the blockchain. And who is building the blockchain? The miners. Because the miners are putting in their time, their money to buy equipment, programming in the equipment, and paying the electricity costs to build the blockchain. So the reward for doing that, the incentivization is Bitcoin. And there's only a finite, well, let me not get into that because we're going to talk about that tomorrow night, but there's only a finite number of Bitcoin, which makes it precious and valuable. There's more demand than there is supply. And when there's more demand, the price and the value of it goes up. So how are new block? Okay, so the fact that it is so difficult to add a new block makes it so that no one organization can ever add too many blocks in a row. It would be like the same person winning the lottery over and over again. The fact that blocks are so difficult to create is also the reason why they are so tamper-proof and immutable. So you might say, well, if it's so rare, how are the other miners getting paid? They're getting incentivized and paid through the fees of the blockchain, through the transactions. So they're still beneficial. It's just those who actually win it, they get a whole lot more when they get that Bitcoin. So now we know what a blockchain is, how blocks are created, and what each block is filled with, a digital ledger of transaction. If you don't, for those who don't know, is there money in fees? What did I say last night about the Trump family with World Liberty Financial? I don't remember off the top of my head how much money they make per transaction, 7 cents or 75 cents, something like that. But the bottom line is because they got themselves positioned, they've been able to earn $3 billion in the last 9 months because they're getting a piece of every single transaction. River of money. Now, to understand the significance of blockchain technology, we must go back in time and look at ledgers and their function. So a ledger is simply a documented record of transactions. How many of you did not know before tonight what a ledger was? And it's okay, you can type that in the chat box if you did not know. We all are already involved. Every time you open up your bank account on your mobile app, or you go to the bank and you want a what's the word I want to use? A statement, like you get a monthly statement in your bank, that's a ledger. Every receipt you have, that's a ledger. Every time I get credit card statements, that's a ledger. Okay? So it's just a record of all your transactions. So a blockchain is a documented record of transactions. That's why its scientific name is called Distributed Ledger Technology, the DLT. Since the dawn of civilization, people have been trading things with one another. Humanity wouldn't exist if it weren't for the fact that humans trade with one another. Even before the invention of currency, tribes and early civilizations would often keep a record of who traded what with who, dating as far back as 5000 BC in Mesopotamia. People used clay tablets as primitive ledgers to record transactions of crops and animals. Now, if you're using clay tablets, can that be erased? No. Can it be changed? No, it's once it's done, it's sealed forever. That's the blockchain. The blockchain's like going back in time. It's like writing a wet cement. Once the transaction has been recorded, there's no changing it. There's no manipulating it. It doesn't matter about politics or religion or policy. It is what it is. It's based on math. Ledgers such as these would also be used to keep track of debts owed. So it was important that they were kept in a safe place to avoid tampering or damage. Ledgers were kept safe inside of guarded temples and palaces, the seeds of the first bank. So if we follow the river of money and we go back in time, who are the richest people of the land back in those days? Think about even when you study the Bible and you learn about the disciples that follow Jesus Christ. They were wealthy men. What was their trade? Tax collectors, the bankers. These individuals were able to be wealthy because they're the ones who controlled the money. Most people couldn't read back in those days. So they had to trust that these people were keeping accurate records for you, and you didn't even have the ability to access it. For those of you who love Game of Thrones, who was the most powerful people in the land? If you ask Cersei Lannister, she'd say her family, right? The Lannisters. No, her daddy, Tywin, I forgot his name. He had to school her. He said, no, the Iron Bank. She said, but we have the armies. And he said, who pays for the armies? She said, we do. He said, no, we get a loan from the Iron Bank to pay the army. We ran out of gold a decade ago. The Iron Bank. So those were the ones that were sitting in front of the river of money back then, because they controlled the flow of money. Ledgers such as these would also be used to keep track of debts owed. So the first bank, and that's not very fair, is it? Because then a new industry propped up called bribery. Everybody know what bribery is? How that works? If you're a merchant and you're coming into a city and you want to trade your goods and you go to the dock and the port master says, all right, what are you bringing in? Let's keep a record of how much you're bringing in. And then when it's time for you to leave, he says, all right, how much do you have left? So this is how much you sold. It's time for you to pay the taxes on it. But what if the harbor master doesn't like you? What if the harbor master thinks that you maybe cheated him or you messed with his daughter or wife at the tavern the night before? Now you got to pay a little cheese, little extra bread. That's the cost of doing business. Bribery is part of business back in those days. So now banks. Oh, wait. Let's see where am I at here. Yeah. Banks took over the role of calculating and maintaining ledgers. They kept track of transactions such as well as debts owed and kept these records safe. Except at this point, people were using currency and no longer bartering with crops, animals, and other goods. Now, instead of trusting one individual or a small group, we're now putting our trust in the bank. But how has that worked out? The modern banking system that we've been using for centuries. In fact, here's another pop quiz. Which country has the oldest form of currency that is still in circulation today? Type that in the chat box. Which country? Judy's the first, the UK. Yeah, the British pound. But if you ever go to England, go to London and the London Museum, they have a whole wing and a wall that they call it the history of money. And it starts off with cowrie shells that people were trading because they felt that cowrie shells were valuable. I'm looking for where did I put it? I had it here. There it is. And then as you go through time, it shows you different currencies. So whenever I do the River of Money talk, I didn't talk about this last night. I was short on time. But money changes over time. Money is not money. This is not money. People say, oh, $100 bill. This is not money. This is a representation of value that you can exchange for something that you want. And over time, that representation changes. Money is actually energy. So it went all the way to where it's gold and silver and then cash and then checks and then debit and credit cards and then phones. Because now you can just take your phone and tap it on a point of sale terminal, and your phone is connected to your bank. And then at the end, it had this up on the wall. This is a physical representation of a Bitcoin. And on the back of it was the Queen of England. And it said that that is the future of money, digital. But the modern banking system, anybody remember 2008? We now put our trust in banks, and they let us down. For centuries, people have trusted banks to keep and maintain ledgers, which is records. People agree with the information in a bank's ledgers and trust that that information is safe from tampering or damage. Because everyone agrees with the information in the bank's records, banks are often used as an intermediary for transactions between two parties. When you swipe your debit card at the grocery store and the point of sale terminal states that the transaction has gone through, the grocery store trusts that you've paid. The grocery store trusts your bank's records. Both parties involved in a transaction trust that the records of the bank are accurate. If the bank says the transfer has successfully been completed, then the buyer and the seller can both trust and agree that the money has in fact gone through. What are the pros and cons of using banks and their ledgers? Well, banks add a level of trust and security to transactions. This is why banks have been around for hundreds of years. From the downside to this is that banks and their governments have the power to monitor and control people's money, as well as put their hands in people's pockets with fees, especially when transferring money internationally and or converting fiat currencies. So the issue is, for centuries, we have been trusting banks to keep records of who owns and owes what. But at the same time, we've been sacrificing some of our privacy, independence, and percentages of our wealth in fees. I mean, the bank charges you a fee for the privilege of them holding your money. They charge you a fee when you want to withdraw your money. They charge you a fee when you deposit your money. They charge you a fee for just letting it sit in the bank. And then they take your money and they invest it and make more money on your money. And it's all legal to do that. But we don't have a choice until now. What if there was a better way? What if there was some form of modern technology that could help us get the best of both worlds? What if we could have security and trust while at the same time also have a financial privacy or autonomy? We would need a secure ledger that everyone could trust and agree on, and that wasn't able to be controlled, interfered with, or manipulated by any person or institution. Enter blockchain technology. So how are blockchains different from the banks? Blockchains are distributed and publicly accessible. A blockchain is a digital ledger, but it is a ledger that everybody has access to, yet nobody can tamper with or control. Congress can't change it. The president can't change it. The bankers can't change it. The Illuminati can't change it. Nobody can touch it. Historically, ledgers and records have been centralized, locked up, and stored by one institution that has access and control. I mean, when was the last time we audited Fort Knox? Early this year, the president was running his mouth about, oh, we're gonna go in and audit it and go and see where the gold is. That kind of got shut up very quickly. When was the last time he said that? How come even the president doesn't have the ability to go up in there and see where all the gold is? It's centralized. We have to trust that our gold is still there. For cryptocurrencies, the entire ledger is out in the open and accessible to what? Is it just a small group of people? Is it the privileged? Is it the wealthy? Is it the powerful? No, it's accessible to everybody. And this is why in 2014, Bill Gates said, Bitcoin is freedom. Blockchain technology is freedom. It's an equal playing field. Blockchains are also anonymous. When you look at the Bitcoin blockchain, you will notice that you don't see the names email addresses, or any information about the sender and receiver. All you see are transaction hashes and wallet addresses. Now, in the future, this is going to change a little bit. And we covered that in Crypto Talk this morning. I told you guys what the future of the blockchain is going to be. And another pop quiz, which company, this is my inner circle members who was paying attention this morning, which company is already starting to want to spearhead that? Who remembers the name of the company? It is almost impossible to determine someone's identity based on these strings of random letters and numbers. Really, inner circle members? You guys don't remember that? Judy says Visa. Amy says MasterCard. Catherine, I don't remember it this morning. All right, so let me see who got it right. Catherine, wait, let's see. Amy got it right. Yes, MasterCard. And who are they linked with? Amy again. And Samantha got that Chainlink. All right, I want to see who's paying attention. Crypto Talk is priceless. It's where we learn, because I didn't know that until this morning either. This is the paradox of Bitcoin. Everybody can see all of the transactions, but nobody can see who is doing the transactions. Now, let me ask you another question. What percentage of Americans are using Visa and or MasterCard? I don't know, almost every adult. And both of those companies are deeply involved with crypto and blockchain technology. That means whether you understand it or not, you're dealing with businesses that are already involved in it, and you will be using it one way or another. That's 3 billion people around the world. It's also almost every adult American. Blockchains are decentralized. For almost every major cryptocurrency, nobody owns or controls the ledger, the blockchain. The blockchain is available for anyone in the world to see, no matter where they are. Having a decentralized ledger plus the inherent security of a blockchain eliminates the need for an institution, bank, or government to be the middleman. Now, if you're eliminating an entire third-party industry, do you think that they are going to accept that willingly? No. This is a direct attack on the institution, on the banks, on the governments. So in Bitcoin's early history, they were all against it. They called it a scam. They said it was illegal. They said that we shouldn't be using it. They're not saying that today. It's the Ronald Reagan model. When something comes up that you don't control, first, you deny it. Then you call it illegal. Then you criminalize it. Then you co-opt it and take it over. To the point in Crypto Talk, we heard Jamie Dimon wants JP Morgan Chase to be the leader in the banking world for stablecoins worldwide. When just a few years ago, he was saying that anything dealing with crypto is a scam. He's going to fire anybody from his company dealing with it. His daughter's stupid for buying Bitcoin. Nobody should be dealing with it. While in the back, he's creating an entire ecosystem for it and companies around it. Follow what they do, not what they say. Having a transparent distributed ledger or blockchain means that cryptocurrency is open to everybody on the planet. This is another reason why Larry Fink from BlackRock got so excited. An entire 31% of adults in the world do not have access to a bank account. But if you have access to an internet connection, then they can access cryptocurrencies. What makes a blockchain so secure? Well, blockchain requires majority agreement to be valid. What makes a blockchain so secure is the fact that it is distributed. There are multiple live versions of each blockchain. If somebody is able to tamper with even one block on his live version of the blockchain, then everyone else will instantly see that it doesn't match up with the other live versions and it will be discarded. As long as more than 50% of the live blockchain versions or nodes agree on something, the versions that are different are identified as false and ignored. This all happens very quickly. Blockchain blocks are essentially immutable. Every 10 minutes, a new block is created on the Bitcoin blockchain. This block is filled with data of recent Bitcoin transactions. The data in the block shows a list of wallet addresses that have sent Bitcoin to other wallet addresses, as well as the amount of Bitcoin sent. Once the block has been mined and the data is written inside, the block is closed and becomes added to the end of the blockchain. At that point, it is almost, and I have to use that word almost, impossible to edit, modify, or remove. It's like writing in wet cement. And once the cement hardens, the information written will be there forever. The block is basically immutable. But wait a minute, Brenda, you said almost. Is it possible to hack the blockchain? Technically, yes. If one individual or organization were able to gain control of 51% of the computing power of a blockchain, then they would be able to double spend their coins. That means they can spend their coins, then delete that transaction and spend the coins again. To mount a successful 51% attack on a large cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin would require an astronomical amount of computing power, costing billions or tens of billions of dollars. There are estimated to be over a million Bitcoin miners in the world today. Somebody would need to generate the computing power of over a million other miners to be able to temporarily tamper with the creation of just one Bitcoin block. A 51% attack on Bitcoin would be outlandishly expensive. It would be like somebody spending $10 billion to hack one block that's only worth $300,000, and then that would be corrected almost instantly. Now, it is technically possible. Someone will say, well, what about quantum computing? Well, when quantum computing comes, then the same technology is going to be used by the miners. So there's one person on the planet, in my opinion, that has the resources and is crazy enough to try to do it just to say he did it. And you've heard, you guys, Judy already knows I ask this, I say this every month. Who do you think that could be? Who would be crazy enough to do that just to prove a point? Be willing to spend $10 billion just to say, I hacked the blockchain. Yeah, Elon Musk. Other use cases of blockchain technology. Because blockchain technology is by nature secure, anonymous, immutable, and decentralized, it is being eyed for other applications beyond only cryptocurrency. For example, one of the biggest points of controversy in the United States right now, which it shouldn't be, but it is voting. Voting. We have a large percentage of the population, whether rightly or wrongly, believe that our elections are rigged. I can have a whole weekend talk about that. But it doesn't matter what the facts are, because when you believe something, facts don't matter. They believe it. So, how do you combat that? I have an answer. Put voting on the blockchain. Huh. You put voting on the blockchain, there is no corruption. There is no multiple votes. There is no illegals voting. There is no dogs voting. There is no dead people voting. There is no shenanigans going on. Not even Elon Musk can mess around with it. There is fairness, complete fairness. However, however, as I state that blockchain technology will disrupt every single industry, voting will be one of the last industries that will implement blockchain technology because in America, both parties like it the way it is. The one thing I learned, I used to be vice president of the Young Democrats in Georgia when I was in college, and I was elected to be an alternate, what do you call that, attendant for the 1996 Chicago primaries for president. And one of the things that I learned is that every single city and county and state, They have their own different election laws. And they always have meetings before election day. Delegates, thank you, that's the word. They always have meetings before to vote on what the rules of the next election is going to be. And they be changing it every election cycle to be in their different favors. So they don't want to give up that autonomy, but eventually it will. And when an election happens on the blockchain, it can never be challenged. Nobody could say, oh, it was rigged because I didn't win. Oh, it's fine because I did win. No, that's not going to happen. What about using a blockchain to keep track of medical data? This is oh, I wish I had time. I already have lessons on this. Revolutionary. Using a blockchain to keep track of medical data. Using a blockchain to keep track of supply chain of food or other products. This is also revolutionary, and it's the foundation of when AI is about to take over of our supply chain. Imagine going to the grocery store and you're picking up that apple or fruit or vegetable, and you're able to scan the QR code or look it up on the blockchain, and you're able to see exactly when, well, where it was planted, when it was picked, how long did it take to get here, what country did it come from before it got to your hand, and it can't be tampered with. That part is also revolutionary. Using a blockchain to store authentic pieces of digital art, NFTs. This is also revolutionary. Right now, our theme is we're talking about tokenized real estate. Inner Circle, I showed this morning to our Inner Circle, not only one of the digital properties that I have, but I also showed where you can look at it on the blockchain. That shows I have the ownership of that. So this is again, something I could spend a whole weekend on. This is going to revolutionize the world because when people think of NFTs, they think of digital art. No, no. You have to think of three other words. RWA, real world assets. 867 trillion. Oh, was it 687 trillion? My bad. I had the number wrong. 687 trillion. What about using a blockchain to store personal identification information? Like the time my parents traveled to, oh, what country was that, Mom? Was that Italy or was that France? I always think France, but I think my brother said it was Italy. And my mom, I think it was stolen or lost her passport. And she called me, said, "Can I go to the house?" I had to go to the bug out bag and find her birth certificate, and then fax that on over to the U.S. Embassy. And that's how we kept our. How many of you guys have bug out bags in your home? You should. You know, where all your if there's a fire, if there is a anything that you got to leave your home at any time, and you just grab that bag, it's got all your personal important information in it. Well, imagine that being stored on the blockchain. Imagine the deed to your home and your car. So now when families go into dispute, especially when a loved one passes away and they're leaving different type of assets and different relatives are trying to stake claim. Let's say if we got family, well, we do, in Louisiana and that we may have never seen or heard from, and we get tracked down and say, hey, some land or something was left to the descendants. Well, who has the right to it? Me? Marnita? I say me because I'm older. I'm the big cousin. Hey, it goes to me. But she and all of our other dozens and hundreds of cousins out there can have claim to it. But you gotta go by lineage. But what if the blockchain is able to keep and store all that information so it doesn't, you don't have to worry about is Nana or is Big Mama passing that down in a will? Huh. What about using a blockchain to store, oh, I just said that, important deeds such as land for a home? This is where blockchain will thrive in this space. So, as a disclaimer, this information is intended for educational and training purposes only and should not be construed as investment advice. As with all financial decisions, you should contact your licensed financial advisor before investing in any financial instruments. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of our day 2 of the 5-day challenge. We are now going to go into Q&A. Now, unfortunately, last night I left the YouTube channel open for those of you on YouTube to be able to follow along with our Q&A. But the Q&A is for our VIP members. So I'm going to have to stop the live stream on the YouTube side so that we can go into Q&A with our VIP members. However, we do invite you on YouTube to join our cool kids over here, our VIP. Get back to the person who invited you to our 5-day challenge today, and they will show you how you can become a VIP member so that you can be on this side with us. And as a VIP member, you're able to attend our Monday through Thursday morning crypto talks, where we're learning every single morning. Now, if you don't know who invited you, you would have received an email from my company. Go back to that email and it will tell you the next steps on how to become a VIP member. You also, guys, got free stuff. You got a free ebook, Bitcoin for Beginners, and you got 10 free lessons on crypto. And that's elementary lessons about crypto. So with that, thank you guys on YouTube for being here. We will see you back tomorrow night for what are we doing? What are we doing? What is cryptocurrency? We're gonna have that tomorrow night. What is cryptocurrency? Oh, I remember. Mom, I don't know if you still remember your questions, but last month we did a whole thing for the women. No, Mom, she did ask the question. Never mind. Never mind, Mom. You did get that. I forgot. I forgot about that. All right. I'm always thinking about my mama. All right, everybody. We will see you guys on YouTube tomorrow. VIP members, hold on. Let me stop the live stream.